So today I want to spend time with you talking about independence in practice in honor of Independence Day. And again, we work with the staffless practitioners out there, not necessarily meaning that you don't have staff, just that you want, if you do have staff, you want them to only be doing what their greatest talents are. Or if you do have a staffless practice, you don't have anybody working with you, you want to have a full treatment schedule without endless paperwork and phone calls to go with it. And how do you do that? How do you create that? I know that the struggle can be real. I know that it can be a lot to take on. So it's nice to meet you, by the way, if we haven't already connected. My name's Dr. Jody Dinnerman, and I help the wellness practitioners of the world serve more people, great care, earn more money so that they can live the life of their ideal, and quite frankly, work less. The goal is to see you leave 10 minutes after your last client of each day. Can you imagine what that would look like? Can you imagine what it would look like and feel like to say, okay, Sally, I'll see you later. Have a great afternoon. And then you're gone 10 minutes later after you've turned the lights out because the notes are already done. The money's already collected. There aren't any voicemails because you've already directed your people to create an automated solution to grab the need that they have from your practice in that moment. Okay, so I was so tired of going in circles with my practice, spending so much time and energy, countless hours and so much money on systems that just didn't work for the solutions that I needed. The hire, train, fire cycle, it just got to be too much for me and I had to figure it out. And here's why. I have a really busy life, like we all do. I have the kids and the family, and I have two businesses that I'm running. And I needed to figure out what to do with my new practice members to get them to stay, pay, and refer, quite frankly, for years without having to manage staff to do everything. But I needed to figure it out without the phone ringing constantly over and over and over again. And that's exactly what I did. We created what's now known as the Staffless Practice Success System. It's the solution that I created when I finally filled my practice with the people who got what I do without working more or having to hire staff to manage things. And what we're going to do today is we're going to share the three pillars of the success system together. So I just want to check in and see if, hi, Jody, I want to see if there are any questions for me. I'm just checking my phone real quick too. Hang tight before we get into content. I would love for you guys to say good morning to me. It just makes me feel like I'm not talking to the air when I do these fun posts. Okay. All right, let's keep going. So we're going to get into the pillars of the Staffless Practice Success System. There are only three of them. And what you want to think of is it's like the table that I'm sitting at. It's got four legs actually, but your table for your practice is going to have three legs, and each leg is a pillar. So the first pillar is preparing for practice success. The second pillar is automating your stuff. And we're going to get into each one of these and break them down. And the third pillar is connection. And today we're talking about all of these in honor of independence. We want you to realize, I say we, it's me and the community of the Staffless Practice Success System. We want you to realize independence for your practice so that you enjoy your practice, so that when you go to the office, you think to yourself, this is my happy place. And all I have to do right now is serve my practice members. In this moment right now, let's just break this down for a minute. I've got a husband on the other side of this wall blaring his music, doing CrossFit in the driveway. Okay. I've got one kid running up and down the stairs. I've got a dog sitting on the other side of this computer screen, waiting, looking at me. And you guys, I prepared for this call. This is any given moment in my world. My phone's lighting up like a Christmas tree. And there's all of these things coming at me. When I go to my office, I say to myself, oh my goodness, all I have to do right now is serve my practice members great chiropractic. And I'm so grateful for that. That's what I want for you. So the Staffless Practice Academy is where we have all of the things. It's like our Wikipedia of all things practice success without staff, or with staff who only does what they really love doing. That's Staffless Practice Academy. And we give so much support when we have new members join our program. We match them with an accountability buddy. We have weekly content calls where we go over really relevant copy paste content of the Staffless Practice Success System. Right now in that, those calls are called masterclass calls. And right now our masterclass is focusing on marketing and practice expansion, and our students are loving it. We also have community question and answer calls. Here's what I don't want. I don't want students joining the Staffless Practice Success System and not feeling like they have the support that they need. There's nothing worse in my mind. So my biggest fear is that this will be a program that sits on your desktop, and I won't let that happen. So we give a lot of homework, and we give the homework with accountability. And then we've got all kinds of amazing practitioners who share their love for our community. Anita's a great example. This is actually a video that she shared from a beach in Mexico. And she's like, my whole practice is running itself right now while I'm here in Mexico because of what Dr. Jody has taught me. And it's so much fun to celebrate with her. Dr. Maria created her phase 2 practice that she really focused in on the practice of her dreams. And we started with her in the Staffless Practice Academy, and then we built a website for her. We got her all set and comfortable with Jane app. We put a texting program together for her. These are all things that my team does. And she is just rocking and rolling with her staff. And she literally has a staffless practice, no staff in her office. She's coming from a practice of over 20 years with many people running her practice for her, many staff members. And her vision for her next practice was to run things without staff because she just wanted to simplify her systems. And she's just crushing it. It's so cool to see. Dr. Crystal is another one of our students, and she shows up at every one of our live student calls and is just ready to go with her pen to paper, and she's getting so much out of the program. So we really have road tested this. We really have created a program that is tried and true, and I'm so excited to share the pillars with you. So let's start with pillar 1. We're going to talk about how to prepare for practice success. I'm going to check in with you guys. Jane is the texting program to make appointments. Julie, hi, Ellie. Okay, so Jane is the EHR program that we use in my practice. I love Jane because of how streamlined it is, how easy it is to use, how simplistic it is. And one of the things that we do for our students, one of the services that we provide, is to get your Jane app account all set and ready to go for you. It's an extra service that we offer to our students. I hope that answers your question, Jody. Good morning, Ellie. Okay, I'm going to get into pillar 1, which is all about practice success preparation. So here's what it looked like for me. I was a recent graduate. I had been in college for 10 years. I was broke financially. I was driving a car that I had been driving for 12 years. I drove it into the ground. We've been talking about that a lot lately around here because my son just got his license, and I'm like, I got a Honda Civic and I drove it for 12 years and I put 150,000 miles on that car. I had nothing, right? But what I did have is I had a vision. I knew that I wanted to create a practice that was going to serve a lot of people really great care. I saw myself doing it. I could see the day beginning. I could see the course of my day, and I could see the day ending. That's what I had to hold on to. And here's what we see. We see that you want to know what to do, when to do it, and how to do it so that everybody gets what they need without energy being taken from you. My first few years in practice, I just lived in this place of depletion. I was depleted financially, I was depleted physically, and I was depleted energetically because I was giving so much away for free. My energy exchange with time, energy, money was just so upside down because I hadn't properly prepared for practice success. So you want to serve more people, you want to earn more money, but you don't know where to start and you're tired. Oh, you guys. The trainings and the seminars and the thousands and thousands of dollars on coaching that I spent, I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't figure out how to get to the office on a Monday morning at 9 a.m. and feel like I'm really well prepared. I'm ready to go with my time. I've got a very clear idea of who my perfect practice member is. My mission statement is memorized. I wasn't there yet. I needed the tools. So the first mistake that we see when wellness practitioners try to run things in their practice without staff, or with staff who only does what they're really great at doing, is they never really take the time or energy to prepare for practice success, because they may not even know what tools to use to prepare. That's where we see people get stuck. So if you've been around, hi, Christine. Christine, it's been so wonderful to see you following us. I'm so happy that you're here. And yes, the replay will be available. So I want you to meet Sally, guys. Sally is my avatar. I hate the word avatar, but that's who she is. She's what we call my perfect practice member. And here comes my perfect practice member statement. Are you ready for it? Sally is the 30-something mom with the time, energy, and resources to give more and do more for her family. That's my perfect practice member statement. One of the first things that we have you do when you join Staffless Practice Academy is figure out who your Sally is and what your statement for them is and what all the policies for them are. Because my Sally is going to constantly ask me for the discounts, the exceptions to the rules, and pushing my buttons as far as energy exchange is concerned. I don't want that for you. I want you to learn from my mistakes, because for years, I gave it away for free to Sally. I said yes to the exceptions. And what would end up happening is I would miss another soccer practice. I would be late to meeting my husband for dinner. My time and energy started to be jeopardized because of me not being able to say, I'm sorry, Sally, but this is my policy around time, energy, and money. I want you to have healthy policies in place for your Sally. And here's the thing, everybody's going to have a Sally. I promise you right now. We need to figure out who your Sally is, who your perfect practice members are, and what are the policies that you need to have in place for them. That's part of preparing, so that when it comes to fair exchange, we're looking at things like time, energy, money, effectiveness, attention, and focus, and we create balance in this picture with you. And here's the thing, I'm right here on the other side of the computer. I want to see you succeed with the tools that I'm sharing with you, so there will be accountability built in for you. I promise you that. Okay, so if you take the time and use the right tools to learn the basic values of your practice, and we're talking core values here, even commit them to memory. There will be no more exceptions with the Sallys and their requests. You just have to take the time to do it, and you need to know what tools to implement to do it. Balance for preparation is going to look something like hitting each one of these pieces. Time, values, money, fair exchange. Are you in fair exchange for your services? How often do you discount your care? Why do you do that? What are you trying to put a Band-Aid on? If you're very clear with your mission or your practice purpose statement, your vision for your practice, and the solutions that need to be implemented to support all of those pieces, you're golden. You're not going to make the exceptions. Maybe you'll allow yourself 1 or 2 exceptions to your policies each month or each week or each day. Every wellness practitioner needs to figure out how to do this to really work for your world. Okay, before we get into the second pillar, I just want to see if there are any questions. If anybody has questions, just go ahead and post them. If you're watching a recording of this, you're always welcome to email me questions. Okay, I think that we are good to go. Let's keep going into automation. So this is the fun part. People are always saying to me, how do you do everything that you do? And my answer is I automate what can be automated. The trick is to know what can be automated and what you really shouldn't be automating. So let's get into it. The mistake that we see, and this is the second mistake that we're talking about today. You want to automate your systems without dropping your personal style, but when you try to automate, it feels too robotic to your people. Don't do that, you guys. Make sure that personalization is still part of the experience, even on the automated pieces. So We see people spend countless hours on things that need to be automated. So then the question comes, well, how do you know what to automate for your practice and what needs to be in person and in-person experience? In my office, and this needs to be discovered for you and your practice, but for me and my practice, I automate a lot of the new client experience. I always have my phone system automated. Never, ever, ever do I answer the phone in my office. I automate most of the payments from my practice members so that I'm not dealing with money during my service hours. I automate about 90% of the scheduling, and I automate texting. Texting is the way for my practice members to get an admin need scheduled or set. And if I've done my homework and I'm good to go, and me and my virtual assistant have been crushing our systems, right? Then most people already have their admin needs set. Usually an admin need is going to look like, can I have a super bill or can I reschedule an appointment? Both of which are things that should be automated. So one of the things that we do with you when you join the Staffless Practice Academy is we say, okay, what needs to be automated in your practice? And it starts with a study. It starts with a study of the things that you do or say over and over and over every day. And then we narrow it down and we look at the patterns and we figure out what needs to be automated for your specific practice. In my understanding, the phone is the number one thing. And the mistake that we see happen is people, they leave an impersonal experience on the phone when they try to automate this piece, and people get turned off to your practice. It may be an answer call service with somebody answering the phone for your practice who doesn't get what you do, who doesn't get your practice mission, who doesn't get how precious your practice members are to you. It may be a college student that you hire who really doesn't care about making the experience of your practice members second to none. Right? So we want to see you automate this experience so that you don't have to worry about the people messing up this phone call, because the phone calls are really important. If you automate the phone calls in a really sharp, smart way, you're going to give your people who are calling you an experience that's personalized without taking your time and energy to make it happen. So here's the thing, okay? You don't want to let the phone go, so you probably end up answering it because you don't have a system in place. Let's say that you answer the phone 4 times a day. And let's say that those 4 calls take you about 10 minutes, maybe 6 minutes on the phone itself, and 2 minutes, 4 minutes to take care of whatever the need was that was being called about, okay? Let's say that happens 4 times a week. That's 100, guys, think about this, 160 minutes. We're talking about independence today, right? How much independence could you gain by not answering those calls? How much independence could your practice members gain by calling your phone and getting the answer that they're looking for in an automated way? If you're not putting a system in place that works, you're listening to the stories, the complaints, and the distractions. I'm not saying that it's not important to listen to the stories, it is, but there's a time and a place for it, and there needs to be an exchange for it. If I'm going to listen to Sally tell me all about the story of the baseball coach and the shoes laces that were untied and the baby with the diaper and all of the things that she wants to tell me about, I'm giving her my energy, and there needs to be exchange for it. It's not the kind of thing that should happen when I'm sitting at my desk to get work done. I know that this makes sense to you. So what we want to see for you is we want you to create what's called a voicemail message funnel. In my office, the voicemail message funnel looks like addressing new clients, returning clients. I have spam callers here, but really my third category is new clients, returning clients, and current clients with an admin need. So my voicemail message funnel, I'm going to actually read it to you in a minute, but this is how I came up with my 3 directions. So we're talking about these 3 directions. Let me just check to see if you guys have questions. Hold on. What do we do to get started? Does the system also go on my phone? Jody, listen to what I'm about to say as far as getting started. Okay, so, and then there are so many solutions for practice members that pay cash, and I'll get to that, I promise. Can we text patients for practice announcements? Yes, Jody, you can. Okay, so you start the phone, the voicemail message funnel system with a 3-day call study. Jody, this goes to answer this question. For 3 days, keep a notebook. I love these notebooks, you guys. This is just this is one of my favorite tools. It looks like this on the outside, and then along the top, it has the date, the months, and the days. So I'll go ahead if I'm going to do a call study or a time study, which we'll talk about later, and I'll circle the month and the date, and then I'll write down these pieces. I have the date, what day of the week is it? What time is the call coming in? This is if I do a call study. The first name of the person calling and the reason that they're calling. After 3 days of tracking this information, I'll start to see patterns. Really after a day of tracking it, but 3 days, you know you're good if you do this for 3 days, right? And what ends up happening is your groups will surface. You'll see, well, the 3 types of callers calling my office. If you're a wellness practitioner like me who doesn't take insurance, it's probably going to be new practice members, returning practice members, and current practice members with an admin need. So once you have your 3 groups, you're going to create a solution for each one of those groups. Here are my solutions, okay, in my practice. If I've got new people, I send them to my website, and I'm going to show you that in a hot minute. If I have returning practice members who haven't been in a while, I send them to my website. And if I have current practice members with an automation, with a scheduling need or an admin need, I have them text me. Those are my 3 options. All other callers, I'll say something like, you're welcome to leave a voicemail, but it's going to take a hot minute to get back to you because we really don't check these voicemails regularly. So it's a catch-all message, and then it sends them to the solution that they're looking for. And I just want to show you my website real quick, you guys. Hold on. Okay, so when you're working with a website, I'm hoping that you can see this. Let me just make sure it's showing up here. I think you can see it. Yeah, okay, cool. So when you're working with a website, this is lightsourcechiropractic.com. This is my website. You want to make sure that it's really crystal clear that people see where to go to get the solutions that they're looking for. We can build you a website like this in a few days that looks just like this if you love the look of this. Again, lightsourcechiropractic.com. Just check out what we're doing there. So my point is that you want to make sure that your catch-all message sends them to a very automated experience, but also has your personality all over it. When people go onto my website, they know it's me. This is totally me, right? This is me with the color and the bubbles and the pizzazz. And if they go on the first visit page, this is me with the pictures of the kids and the babies and the fun. I want to make sure that wherever you're sending your people to get the solution they're looking for, it's you and you don't drop your personal experience. Okay, so that's automation. A lot of people will ask me a question like, well, how do you know what can be automated? My answer to that is always you automate what you do or say over and over and over again. And when you start paying attention to this, your solutions will surface. Here's my voicemail message funnel, okay? In my office, you've got to create this for yourself. You've reached LightSource Chiropractic. We specialize in gentle wellness care since 2001. Texting us is the best way to get an immediate response. Please text 908-224-4840. Always repeat your number twice. If you're new to our practice, please visit us online for more information at lightsourcechiropractic.com. There's the first direction that I'm sending. If you're a current practice member with an admin need or a scheduling need, please text us now. That's the second direction. All other callers, you're welcome to leave a message here, but it will take some time to get back to you. And then you end on a sweet note. Make today awesome. Okay, I'm going to check in, see if there are questions. So as far as Jody, as far as texting patients for practice announcements, I have a texting program, again, something that we can build for you very quickly, where right now from my phone, I can text all of my practice members saying, hey guys, happy 4th. I'm thinking about you. Here are the hours for this week. And it looks like I'm texting just Sally or just Bob when they get the text, and they can send me a text back. We also strongly suggest that you have templates already created within your texting program so that if you need to drop your Zoom link to somebody or directions to the office or your policies for the first visit, whatever it is, it's already typed up, the links are already in there, and you're just pressing a button for that template. And those are all things that we can set up for you. Okay, let's get into the third pillar. Let me see if there are any questions. I think we're good. Thank God for coffee, you guys. Okay, pillar 3 of the Staffless Practice Success System is all about connection. Connection is a big one. So gone are the days that you have to stand in front of big box stores and do screenings and give your care away for free and beg people to let you touch them or screen them or give something to them when they really have no interest in talking to you. You're just another detour in what they're really there to do. Don't spend your time doing that, you guys. It's not the best use of your time. It doesn't reflect the standard that really you deserve for your practice. If you connect, please hear me say this, if you connect with the right people, you don't have to ever give your care away for free. You don't ever have to ever take your Saturday morning away from your family and stand at these big box stores and do things that you don't want to be doing. You should only be doing things, please hear me say this, that you love to do to build your practice. Most of us as wellness practitioners love connecting with people. That's why we do what we do. If you connect with the right people, this is the third pillar of the Staffless Practice Success System, it's going to be a home run every time. Okay, so here's the thing. You want to serve more, you want to earn more, you want to work less, and you don't know where to start. The mistake that we see made is that you don't make it crystal clear to your community who you serve and what you do. And we talk a lot about something called, Ellie, thank God. We talk a lot about something called the natural practice growth process. We want your natural practice growth process going up and up and up. And we're going to talk about that in a hot minute. Okay, so if you're very clear about your message, I'm very clear that I serve Sally and her family great, gentle chiropractic care. She's the 30-something mom with the time, energy, and resources to give more and do more for her family. I take care of Sally before, during, and after pregnancy. That's my jam. That's what I do all day long. That's what you guys listen to this, please. That's what I go to the trainings to be better at doing. That's what I read the books to be better at doing. That's what I go to the seminars and the workshops and the extracurricular stuff to be better at doing, to serve Sally before, during, and after babies, right? That's what I have the books on in my office, in my lending library. That's what I have the food for snacks all about. That's what's in my bathroom all about for Sally and her before, during, and after babies, okay? If I'm super clear about that, not only with myself, but the people I serve and the people who are serving the people that I serve, my practice is going to naturally grow. If I'm not clear about that, my message is confused. People only come to see me for a few visits because, quite frankly, they're probably in the wrong office. And I end up giving temporary relief care, which is not why I'm a wellness practitioner. You guys see this, right? Okay. So there's such a thing as a leaky bucket syndrome. I don't want you to get stuck in it. What happens is the people come in, they're only coming in for a few visits. Then you have to go get new people and you're in this constant cycle of rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat, rinse, repeat. That's not what we want for you. We want you to attract your Sally. We want you to make sure that your message is clear for her. And we want her to go tell all of the people that she's frequenting that you are the person to go see for before, during, and after whatever it is that you do. Some of the people listening to this training focus on sports. Some of the people listening to this training focus on herbs. Whatever you do, get crystal clear about it, and make sure that when Sally calls, from the very first exchange with your practice, she knows what you do, so that when she goes out and she tells all of her people, oh my goodness, I just found this chiropractor or this PT or this OT who specializes in XYZ. You know who has this down to a science, you guys? The physical therapy offices that are out there, I know that this is a weird thing to say, that are owned by the hospitals. When you go to a shopping center and you see a physical therapy office that hospitals spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing every year, they've got this down to a science. You are crystal clear just by looking at their window, who they are, what they do, and what they don't do. Right? I'm not going to walk into a PT center because I want to be a better CrossFit athlete. I might walk into a PT center if my knee is not triggering correctly and I want to course correct with it based on what I see on their window. They've got this down. So Dr. Jones is a really great example. Dr. Jones is a pediatric and prenatal physical therapist. Dr. Jones, she works with just like me, the before, during, and after mom. Dr. Jones has pregnant women all over her office. Her schedule is filled with pregnant women. Dr. Jones has all of the things that a pregnant mom would want when they come to a physical therapist office, like, for example, cold seltzers, essential oil samplers that are great for pregnant women, books that she can borrow on how to keep your core strong after birth. All of these things are designed for Dr. Jones's Sally to come to the office and love their experience. And then Sally goes and tells all of her providers and all of the people who she's already working with how awesome Dr. Jones is with before, during, and after baby. You guys get this, right? Okay, let me just see. Okay, I think we're good. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So plug the leaks, guys. And then the people that you serve and the people who refer to you, it will all start to happen naturally. Here's the list for Sally. Sally has hobbies, she's got providers, and she's got merchants. Sally's got all of these people in her world where she can go spread the message of what you do. If you want to take it next level, you're even giving Sally on her report of findings visit, her second visit, a whole packet of information about your practice. And part of that is for come on in and get checked cards. These are all things that we help you put together in our new client experience course inside of Staffless Practice Academy. Guys, we've thought of everything. Okay. I'm giving you a personal invitation because I'm done with the actual presentation. I just want to first check to see if there are any questions. Do you also work with the staff I currently have? Hi, Jody. Jody, I love your questions. So we actually, we have several students inside of Staffless Practice Academy who we work with their team. We don't work with the practitioner. We work with the office manager. We work with the front desk person. There's one practice who they have 6 women on their team, and I'm actually working with the associate doctor to automate their experience. We can work with whoever it is that right now is spending their time doing things that aren't the best. I'm doing this because usually the phone is the first place that we go. So yes, we work with your entire team. Okay, I'm going to keep going. So what I do from here is, here's the thing. I want to make sure that people who are joining the Staffless Practice Academy are a fit. My biggest nightmare is that you invest your time, energy, and money into Staffless Practice Academy and it sits on your computer. It breaks my heart to see that because there's such good stuff inside, okay? I'm giving you an invitation. If you want me to help you grow and run your practice with joy and automation front and center, let's jump into my Zoom room. Let's have what we call a practice habits call. I want it to be a match. I do not want Staffless Practice Academy to be a desktop space saver. I don't want it to just sit on your desktop. I want this to be an active experience. I want to match you with an accountability buddy. I want you to feel the support that me and my team have for you. I want you to know that I'm watching you and I'm watching your progress. So the support that we offer our students, we have a strategy onboarding call so that I listen to you and I say, okay, Jody, what are your biggest goals for the next 90 days? What's your thing one, your thing two, thing three? And we get on the call and I organize the curriculum in Staffless Practice Academy for you to show you where to start, to say, okay, you're going to start here and then you're going to go here and then you're going to go here. And every step along the way has homework. And me and my team, or my team are watching to make sure that you complete that homework. We're going to match you with an accountability buddy. We're going to have you come in every week for our group question and answer sessions. And then we're going to invite you into our masterclass calls, which is a live training we do every week with really amazing content inside of Staffless Practice Academy. So that's the support you get. Here's my warning to you. So this is a fair warning. You're going to grow really fast. You're going to immediately know where to start with what we're offering. You do not need to be a techie to get the most out of this program. And no, and this is actually being asked right now as I stream this live, you don't need other programs to make this work for you. We certainly have other programs available for you. We have an EHR program that we just love. We have a texting program that we love. We have a funnel program, an email program that we just love. We have a program where we can create a website for you that we just love. Do you need those things to succeed? The answer is no, but yes, they're available for you. Okay. So what I want to see you do is I want to see you grab a practice habits call with me, but only, please, only if you feel like this is a match. If it's not for now, then hold off on this. If you're sure that you want to move forward with streamlining your practice systems this year, go to stafflesspractice.com/call and book a call with me. Get on my schedule for this week. I'm going to be right here ready to answer your questions. I'm so excited that you took the time to learn about independence on Independence Day. This is being recorded on Independence Day, and it's about independence and it's about serving great care. That's why we're doing what we're doing. And that's what I want to see for you. You know, there are so many programs out there where when you double click or you deep dive into what's really happening, it's not what it shows it to be. What I'm sharing with you right now is really what we're doing. We're giving great service to wellness practitioners all over the world, because here's my why. I know that if you get the systems that you need to give better care, more people are going to be under your care, more people are going to be getting healthier, and the world's going to get better, because don't we need that yesterday? So I'm just going to check in again to see if we have any other questions. I don't believe that we do. I'm going to assume that if you made it this far, I'll see you in a practice habits call. I'm loving you guys from here. I'm so grateful that you spent the time with me, and reach out if you have any questions.